is up, my busy mamas over 40? Today's live is going to be a little bit different. I had a whole thing planned on gut health, and then I spoke to a client a couple of days ago, and it sparked this change in the live for today. And it's all about making ourselves a priority, right? So tell me if this is you. If this is you, drop a yes in the comments. You have all the things going on, right? You are a mom, you are a spouse or girlfriend, you have kids to take to school, homework to help with, after school practices, games, your own career and life to handle, the husband, the house, the spouse, all those things, right? How on earth are you supposed to make yourself a priority? How on earth are you supposed to fit yourself into that? And God forbid you take something from the family budget to help you get healthy. Does that evoke feelings of guilt? Does it evoke feelings of fear? Or like you're a bad mother because you're putting into you and not the family? If that's you, if you felt that way, drop me a yes in the comments. Because I want you to know you're not alone. All mothers have gone through this and felt like this. Let me tell you a story. So most of you know my story. I was an alcoholic for 12 years, roughly 12 years. You lose count when all you do is drink. And for the longest, and I wasn't like a closet functioning drunk. I was a messy drunk. So for the longest, towards the end of my drinking, or the phase that I no longer enjoyed it and I was just miserable, was a few years before I actually got sober. So the last few years, I was miserable. I hated it. I was overweight. I felt terrible. I was sweaty all the time. Could barely breathe because I was not only a drunk, I was an overweight drunk. And I was just miserable. So one day, my husband and I were watching Intervention. When you are dealing with addiction and you're ready to be clean, ready to be sober is the better word. You start to enjoy watching Intervention because you want to be one of those people on the other end that's getting help, right? So that was our favorite show. We would watch that. And one day we were watching it and it was a Southern woman on there. And at the time I lived in Georgia, and my husband, she went to rehab. They all go to rehab. Most of them do anyway. And he was like, I think you should go to rehab. And when he said that, I'm thinking in my head, I've been thinking that for years. But I couldn't wrap my mind around leaving my family. How on earth, as a mother, could I leave? Oh my God. And it's evoking emotion right now. I'm feeling like I want to cry because it's just so vivid to me. I remember it so vividly. I remember thinking, I can't leave my family. I can't leave my kids. They need me. So when he said that, it was almost like he was giving me permission. I guess I needed his, I don't know, I needed him to be on board or something. I'm not really sure what it was that I needed to hear. Or maybe I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, as they say. I was tired of being sick and overweight and sweaty and can't breathe and feeling like crap all the time, and just not taking care of myself. So we agreed and I went. I was in-house for 30 days and then I wanted to stay because I was afraid that I wasn't ready to go home after 30 days. When in fact 30 days, in my opinion, is not long enough for someone to have a really solid grip on sobriety. So I stayed in Florida another 5 months. I stayed away for 6 months. And when I came back, my kids were so proud of me. And it turned out that my making myself a priority, my being selfish and taking care of me, benefited my entire family, not just me. And I have enjoyed the most amazing life since taking care of me, making myself a priority. So I share that story. It's not really supposed to be about sobriety, but it's supposed to be about the moment when you decide that you are worth making yourself a priority. It's not a selfish moment. It's a moment where you're actually thinking about your loved ones, because who will take care of them if you're not around? So to connect this to health and fitness, right? If you don't make yourself a priority, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I reiterate that with my clients all the time. We need to make you and keep you a priority, because what did they tell you on a plane? Put your mask on first. Because if you pass out, who's going to take care of the loved one that's next to you, right? So you have to make yourself a priority, and it's not selfish at all. My question to you is, when is the right time to reclaim your vitality? To feel energized, to start having more fun again, to start loving life again, to have energy and love the skin you're in, and not sit back on the sidelines watching everyone else live. When is the right time to be more of yourself again? How much longer can you live like this, feeling tired, lethargic, frumpy, winded, miserable, sick? That literally was the come to Jesus moment, for lack of a better term, when I decided to go to rehab. It was like, how much longer can I live like this? Honestly, I knew, and I knew it in my heart, that if I hadn't gone, I would be dead right now, because I was literally drinking straight shots of vodka, and I could feel it burning in my stomach when I drank it. But at the time, I enjoyed that so much that it overshadowed how miserable I was living day-to-day life. I was legit just going through the motions of day-to-day life until those few moments of pleasure, which I'm going to equate to eating the foods you want instead of the foods that will keep you alive and having fun and enjoying life and for longevity, right? So as much as I wanted to, and I was smoking cigarettes back then, I would smoke, let me think about what I did. So I used to get, it wasn't a pint of vodka, it might have been a pint of vodka, and I would get like a Coke Zero and I would have my cigarettes. And that for me, like, I was so excited to do that. And then the next day I woke up and I felt like crap and my stomach was burning and I felt sick all day. That is the equivalent of eating food that is weighing down your system and causing inflammation and making you tired and lethargic. And I got to a point where I was just like, if I don't change, I'm going to die. And I knew it. For some of you, it could simply be, if I don't change, I'm going to end up on medication, or I'll never get off medications, or I won't get to enjoy life the way it's meant to be lived. Like, we would take our kids to Disney World every summer. And I swear, in every picture that they snuck of me, because I didn't want them taking pictures of me, I was sweaty, huge, had a bag covering me because I knew at some point somebody was going to notice my belly. I was miserable, and I was not living life and not enjoying life. How much longer can you hide in the shadows and not truly live and enjoy the life that you have left? Life is short, right? So making yourself a priority is not a selfish thing at all. In fact, it is probably one of the best things you can do for your family, because if you have kids, they don't pay attention to what you say or tell them to do. They pay attention to what they see. So I have a 21-year-old who is she's in Paris right now. I'm really proud of her. But she was my eating buddy. Like, we used to sit. So before I start drinking, because it was a nightly ritual, I would eat crap on the sofa with her and watch TV. And then once she went to bed, or probably sometimes before she went to bed, I would start my drinking. So she was my eating buddy. And on days when I wasn't drinking, because I wanted to drink so badly, which is why I was so big, I would stuff my face and just eat, because I didn't want to feel the emotions that I was dealing with. She was my eating buddy. So instead of all the stuff that she's learned over the years, even because I got sober in 2014, back when I got into fitness, and even all the stuff she learned after that, it doesn't outshadow what she saw me doing. So she still struggles, because her eating habits was a pattern. It was our connection, right? So when you make yourself a priority, you're not being selfish. You're teaching your children an amazing lesson, right? I teach people how to make themselves a priority, how to fit themselves back in their lives, and not feel guilty about it, right? It becomes a lifestyle. You begin to prioritize it. You don't fit fitness into your schedule. You fit your schedule into fitness. Like legit, I make a calendar, and my day, like what I have to do on a daily basis, is pretty set in stone, with the exception of some appointments. I will legit put my workouts in there. I will put my meal prep. I don't really do a full meal prep. Y'all have heard me say that before, but I've been doing it so long that I kind of know how and where to block it in. Like it just becomes a lifestyle. The things you see me doing, like 2,700 stairs up a mountain, doing half marathons and preparing for a Spartan, stepping on stage, that was not something sick Phyllis could have done. That is not something overweight Phyllis could have done. That is not something that Phyllis, that thought making herself a priority, could have done, because she felt like it was selfish. And to see the look in my kids' eyes now when they look at me, because I made myself a priority and I made that change, it's priceless. So anyway, if this is you and you're trying to figure out, how do I get out of this slump? I need to make myself a priority. How do I fit this in without feeling guilty? Book a call with me. Absolutely no obligations. We'll talk about my mommy makeover program. We'll see if it's a good fit for you. Show you how to make yourself a priority again. Show you how to take your life back and be a shining example. Just comment yes below, and I'll reach out to you, or I will drop my scheduler link and you can schedule a call with me. Zero obligations. We're just going to chat about taking your life back and see how we can make you a priority again. And I shared that story because that is my story. And making myself a priority legit changed my life. And I'm trying not to cry, because had I not, I'd be dead. And I know that. And granted, alcoholism is different from maybe not having so healthy a diet, or not fitting in physical activity or taking care of yourself, or getting proper rest, or things like that. It may sound different, but they're not. Unhealthy is unhealthy, no matter what the problem is, right? The symptom is being unhealthy in so many ways, and it's showing up in our bodies in so many ways. What the problem is, whether it be an addiction, or alcohol, or drugs, or food, or inactivity, the symptom is the same. It's still being unhealthy. So let me know if you want to talk about the Mommy Makeover Program. Absolutely no obligation whatsoever. We'll see if it's a good fit. I'll do what I do for my clients and show you how to make yourself a priority again, how to take your life back. If you resonated with any of that, and you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want to be happy and fit and stress free and get up and down from off the floor with your grandkids, and be able to even do a little foot race with your kid or your grandkid or your niece or your nephew, and feel alive and energetic again, drop me a message. Click the scheduler link or drop a comment. Yes, again, no obligations whatsoever. Thank you for watching today. Talk to you later. Ciao.